Welcome back, everyone. How we think often influences how we feel, and how we feel inevitably affects our quality of life. So in the second week of January, we want to discover useful tips to get our minds right for a brand new, healthy 2023. Here to explain how to do just that is our friend psychiatrist Subrat Bhargave, or as we like to call him, the lovable Dr. B. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me back. What a great way for me to start off 2023.
Yes, us too, because we have missed you. And, you know, a lot of us start to think about, all right, what do we want to do? We want to start off the year on the right note, the right footing.
Right.
And maybe we have, like, I've exercised, I'm cooking better. I think I can go check, check, check. But how do we keep that momentum going?
Yeah, exactly. So I heard you and Kara talking yesterday about resolutions.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, and by the way, dream board, vision board, that's another segment one day we have to talk about.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, lots of good stories there. But what I appreciate about what you said is a lot of people say they don't even make resolutions anymore, right? Because what's the point? They don't keep up. And they're not wrong. 80% of people, we think, according to most surveys, stop their resolutions within the first few weeks.
Oh, wow.
And yet they have to do with diet and exercise and lifestyle, all these good things. So why do people drop off? And I think it has everything to do with your mindset. So what I'm asking people to do is think about your mindset going into 2023.
Okay.
Let's really get you to, again, not be your own worst critic, but be your own best supporter. Everything starts inside before you can do anything on the outside.
Absolutely. High five ourselves. And you have 4 tips to help us get started.
Yes. So the first one is really get clear on what matters to you. I do not want a mindset to be something that you do out of pressure for other people, your friends, family, social media, right? So I want people to stop, reflect on where they are in their lives, think about what matters to you, what brings you fulfillment. Are you spending your time doing those things? And if not, how can we get you to do those things? So that when you're successful on the other side, I want you to be the most satisfied with what you just did. And if other people are satisfied, well, that's icing on the cake.
Right, but I love that. I mean, it's your life.
It's your life.
And so make sure you are living by your own rules and your own goals.
That's right.
Second tip.
Second tip is reframe your thoughts. Reframing is a technique that we use in therapy. It alleviates stress, it helps anxiety, it helps depression. And basically, Christine, what it means is you're substituting your negative thoughts with more positive thoughts.
Right.
You and I have talked about this. Nothing will affect your motivation more than what you say to yourself and how you say that to yourself, right?
Yes.
So for one person, it might work to say, I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week. But for someone else, it might work better to say, you know what, I'm going to sit less and move more.
Right.
And that's a reframing. For some people, it might work to say, I'm going to lose X number of pounds in 4 months. And for someone else, they may have to reframe it and say, I'm going to eat more whole foods. Things like that. So even the word resolution, right? That sounds so critical and negative. So let's reframe that. Let's throw out resolution.
I love that. Yes.
Let's call it an intention. We're going to set an intention.
I love it.
To practice more self-compassion.
And the crew is shaking their heads too. Yes,
yeah,
we agree with that.
Thoughts.
All right, something that I sometimes have a hard time with is leaving the past in the past.
Yeah.
And part of a clean slate is we like to think of, okay, just, you know, if you have something that's unresolved in the year before, we're just going to forget about it. That's extremely difficult to do, or forgive and forget. So tell us how we can go about kind of helping us get through some of those things that weren't quite wrapped up.
Yeah, and I think that's the pressure sometimes people feel about resolutions or New Year, is that they're somehow supposed to wrap it all up, put 2022 away, and then start over in 2023. I'm not asking for people to do that. I'm asking for people to really think about even what they're going through right now. Maybe they need to step back, change how they think about it so that they don't feel so stuck in it. Maybe get some more energy to deal with what they have to deal with. This isn't a Pollyanna approach. We want to make sure you're, though, in your best mindset going into the year.
Sure. And just from a personal perspective of how was it last year in terms of your patients? Like a lot of people were still hurting from the effects of the pandemic emotionally, right?
Definitely so. So if you're finding yourself feeling more anxious, more worried, more depressed, please know you're not alone. I mean, beyond the vaccines and all the other things that we've gained in the last year or so, the impact of what we all went through together and individually is still going to have an effect. So my message is still, reach out, talk to other people. You'll see you're not the only one going through it. And if you can create that community and start a conversation, you can always move past it.
Yes, always. I love it. The voice of reason. Thank you so much. We're so happy you're back.
I'm so
glad
to be
listen,
back.
If you missed any of those tips or you just want to watch it again, we'll have it up on our website and our Facebook page. So thank you, Dr. B.
Thank you so much,
as always.
Christine.